Good morning, students. Today, let us see the third unit book exercise. The first one is prefix and suffix. Let us see it one by one. Prefix. A prefix is an affix which is placed before the root word. Adding it to the beginning of one word changes it into another word. For example, when the prefix "un" is added to the word happy, it creates the new word unhappy. Some examples are given here. For example, prefix re, root word write, and the new word formed is rewrite. Like that, buy, cycle, bicycle, unexpected, unexpected. For your reference, in this box, prefix, meaning and examples are given. Re, prefix. Its meaning is again. Example, rewrite. Un, not, unkind. Pre, meaning is before. Example, pre-reading. Prefix dis, meaning is not. Example, disrespect. Prefix im, meaning not. Example, impossible. Prefix non, meaning is not. Example, nonsense. Prefix mis, meaning is wrong. Example, misbehave. Some words are given and you are asked to underline the prefix in each word in the boxes. Yes, here the prefix is un, un. So I underlined un. Here re is the prefix, re is the prefix. Here dis, un, re, re. Then dis, dis, un, un. Here un, dis, and dis. So I underlined the prefix in each word. For example, unlock, un is the prefix. Rewrite or re is the prefix. Dislike, dis is the prefix. Unsafe, un is the prefix. Remix, relocate, re. Distrust, dis. Untrue, un. Unhook, un. Unlucky, un. Disown, dis. Disclose, dis. So, these are the prefixes. Suffix. A suffix is an affix which is placed after the root word. Prefix is placed before the root word, but suffix is placed after the root word. These suffixes change the meaning or grammatical function of a root word. For example, the root word is happy. Suffix is ness. And the new word formed using the root word and suffix is happiness. Then color. Suffix is full. new word formed is colorful. Friend, ship, friendship. Yes, here some examples are given. Fat plus er, fatter. Drive plus ing, driving. Change plus able, changeable. Use plus less, useless. Beauty plus full, beautiful. Lie plus ing. Here the spelling is also changed. lying. So these are called suffixes. Yes, prefix is a affix which is placed before the root word, and suffix is placed after the root word. Is in a box. Prefixes and suffixes are given, and you are asked to pick a suitable prefix and suffix from the given box, and you are going to complete the following words. First one, recall. We have to use the prefix recall. Then the next one is subcategory. Improper, equally, construction, comfortable, misunderstand, successful, tricolor, newly. Yes, thus we picked a suitable prefix and a suffix, and we completed the following words. I hope you understood about prefix and suffix. Prefix is an affix which is placed before the root word, and a suffix is an affix which is placed after the root word. A syllabification. The process of dividing words into smaller parts according to the syllables or unit of sounds or vowel sounds is called syllabification. It has 6 types. They are monosyllabic. Second one is disyllabic or bisyllabic, which had 2 syllables. Then the next one is trisyllabic, which had 3 syllables. Tetrasyllabic, it has 4 syllables. Pentasyllabic, it has 5 syllables. Polysyllabic or multisyllabic, it is the words which had more than 5 syllables. So, syllabification is the process of dividing words into smaller parts according to the syllables or unit of sounds or vowel sounds. It has 6 types. They are monosyllabic, disyllabic or bisyllabic, trisyllabic, tetrasyllabic, pentasyllabic and polysyllabic or multisyllabic. Yes, words having only one syllable is called monosyllabic words. Example, act, cat, book, etc. Words having only 2 syllables is called disyllabic or bisyllabic words. Example, again, rubber, beside. Words having only three syllables is called trisyllabic words. Example, beautiful, tomorrow, popular. Beautiful, tomorrow, popular are trisyllabic words because these words have only three syllables. Words having only four syllables is called tetrasyllabic words. Example, usually, military, intelligent. Words having only five syllables is called pentasyllabic words. Example, examination, communication, imagination. Words having six or more syllables is called polysyllabic words. For example, authoritarian, inferiority, personification. Here we split the given word into six syllables: PE or per, SON son, I, FI, CATION. So this word have six syllables. So it is called polysyllabic word. Yes, here you are asked to syllabify the following words. Yes, let us see the answers. Syllabify the following words. First one is education. Yes, we have to syllabify education as ed, u, k, shan. Education. So, as it had four syllables, it is tetrasyllabic word. Then school. It have only one syllable. College. Call, age, that is COL and LEGE. It is disyllabic word. English. We have to syllabify as ENG, English. It is also disyllabic word as it has two syllables. Opportunity. We have to syllabify as opportunity, that is OPPORTUNITY. As it has five syllables, it is pentasyllabic word. Friend. It is a monosyllabic word. Teacher. Teach-er. It is disyllabic word. Simultaneously. Simultaneously. That is SIMULTANEOUSLY. As it has six syllables, it is polysyllabic word. Laboratory. Laboratory. That is LABORATORY. It is pentasyllabic word. Beneficiary. We have to syllabify as BENEFICIARY. As it has six syllables, it is polysyllabic word. Yes, let us see the grammar given in Unit 3. First one is prepositions. Yes, preposition is a word or phrase that connects a noun or pronoun to a verb or adjective in a sentence. Common prepositions are in, on, at, to, with, during, before, after. Let us see the prepositions of time. Time prepositions include at, on, in, before and after. They are used to help indicate when something happened, happens or will happen. Time prepositions include at, on, in, before and after. Some examples for prepositions of time are given here. I was born on July 4, 1982. I was born in 1982. To mention only the year, we used in. I was born at exactly 2 a.m. To mention the exact time, we used at. I was born 2 minutes before my twin brother. I was born after the Great War ended. I first met John in 1987. It's always cold in January. Easter falls in spring each year. The Second World War occurred in the 20th century. We eat breakfast in the morning. Yes, these are some examples. Fill in the blanks by using correct preposition. We go to school on Mondays, but not on Sunday. Christmas falls on 25th December. Buy me a present on my birthday. Families often argue during Christmas time. I work faster at night. Her shift finished at 7 p.m. Is modal verbs. A modal is a type of helping verb that is used to express ability, possibility, permission or obligation, like must, shall, should, will, would, can, could, may, might, dare, need. Modal is a type of helping verb that is used to express ability, possibility, permission or obligation. And then the next one is modal phrases or semi-modals. These are the combination of helping verbs and the preposition. Example ought to, used to, need to and dare to. These are used to express the same things as modals. It's a combination of helping verbs and the preposition is called modal phrases. Here you are asked to circle the modal verbs in the list given in the box. I circled the modal verbs shall, could, should, may, will, might, would, dare, can, need. Yes, the others are phrases having preposition. So, we have to just circle the modal verbs. Yes, we use modal verbs to show if we believe something is certain, probable, or possible or impossible. We also use modals to do things like talking about ability, asking permission, making they may come by car. Impossibility. We use the negative can't or cannot to show that something is not possible, that is impossible. Example, that can't be true. You cannot be serious. Is probability. We use the modal must to show we are sure something to be true and we have reasons for our belief. For example, it's getting dark. It must be quite late. You haven't eaten all day. You must be hungry. Then permission. We use can to ask for permission to do something. Can I ask a question, please? Can we go home now? These are some examples. Instructions and requests. We use could you and would you as polite ways of telling or asking someone to do something. That is, if we like to ask anything in a polite way, we can use could you and would you. So, we use could you and would you as polite ways of telling or asking someone to do something. Is here the modal verbs, its meaning and examples are given. Can, to express ability. Example, I can speak a little Russian. Can, to request permission. Can I open the window? May, to express possibility. I may be home late. May, to request permission. May I sit down, please? Must, to express obligation. I must go now. Must, to express a strong belief. She must be over 90 years old. Should, to give advice. You should stop smoking. Would, to request or offer. Would you like a cup of tea? Would, in if sentences. Example, if I were you, I would say sorry. Use polite request when we seek help from others. Yes, here you are asked to fill in the blanks using would you or could you. Could you please close the door? Could you please open the window? Would you mind going to the back bench? Could you please bring some water for me? Yes, thus we used would you or could you. Could you please close the door? Could you please open the window? Would you mind going to the back bench? Could you please bring some water for me? Thus, we should use polite request when we seek help from others. Is in the next exercise, you are asked to use the phrases could you or would you in the following situations with your friend. Some situations are given and you are asked to use the phrases could you or would you. Yes, let us see the answer. Use the phrases could you or would you in the following situations with your friend. First one, ask the policeman for directions. The answer is, could you please tell me the way to the railway station? So here we used could you. Could you please tell me the way to the railway station? Second one, you need to borrow your friend's bike. Would you lend me your bike? Would you lend me your bike? We used would you. The third one, you would need to exchange the book purchased. The answer is, could you exchange this book? Could you exchange this book? We used could you. Fourth one, you want to open your classroom window. The answer is, could you please open our classroom window? We used could you. Could you please open our classroom window? Thus, we used the phrases could you and would you. Dear students, I hope you understood the vocabulary and grammar part given in Unit 3. Thank you students. Let us continue in our next class.